It's 11 o'clock in the morning on Monday, October 21st. So we're now in the last third of October. Hey, don't cross the wire here. So this bottom wire I messed up. I tried to patch it with electrical tape, just hoping the friction and the glue would be enough to hold it together, but it wasn't. And so they spent the last several days in this row with the bottom wire completely relaxed. My goodness, that I need to get a hold of that sheep and clipper hooves. But so what I did is I set up a new row to move the animals into, and I set up on that row. Oh, by the way, there's a leak here. I got to fix that leak. I got to dig it up and maybe just tighten the loops or just tighten something. Anyway, so I set up the new row with the single wire, the same height as the cattle wire. That's the second hook from the top. And my question was, would the sheep stay in the row? And I think they will. Oh wait, this is the third one down. I probably should go through and put them all on the third one. Let's just do a second one. We'll do an experiment on the second one, and then if they cross the wire, then I'll go back and do the third one. I doubt they will. They like to stay together. There's like a magnetic pole of the sheep so that they like to stay together, and a lot of the sheep don't like to cross the wire. So here's some of the bones of that lamb that died for mysterious reasons weeks ago. And you know, here in Texas, the bugs and everything just devour the dead animals, and they're just bones. They're just sun bleached bones within a few weeks, if not a few days. But you can see that that animal has been picked clean. There's like little bones all over the place here, so maybe some critters got to it and dragged some pieces around. Remember, a little bit south of here there was like a leg or something like that. Yeah, I think this is it. Part of the animal. So, not sure what the animal died from or why, and it probably doesn't really matter. When you're working large numbers of animals, there's a small chance that any animal will die. And the more animals you have, the more likely you are to encounter death. You know, I kind of envy those people that say they've never had an animal die, but it's just a matter of time. We can do all kinds of stuff to try to prevent and keep the animals healthy and stuff like that, but it's just random causes, you know, stuff that you can't predict and stuff that you can't prevent. Sometimes the prevention is worse than the disease too, so you know, I'd prefer not to handle the sheep if I can, give them a stress-free life as possible. So there's a salt block. That's the minerals that are left over. I need to get some more salt, mineral salt, a bag of salt, and mix it in with those the minerals I got for the sheep. I think we're about 4 or 5 rows from the end. And then once we get to the end, we're going to bring all the animals into the pen, clean up their hooves, check their condition as much as we can. And then we're going to try to put the sheep with the cows and the bulls with the rams. So we'll have the bulls, the rams, and the dogs together, and the sheep and the cows together. Oh, I got news on the dogs too. I think both of my female dogs are pregnant. Bailey's a little young to be pregnant, so I don't know if the pups are going to do well. But Nutmeg, this would be her third litter. And I'm fairly certain that she's pregnant. I believe with Nutmeg, it's Snowball is the dad again, so we should get more pups like the ones we have. And Bailey, I wanted to breed Bailey with Hindungi, the dog that I got a couple years ago. But I think it was Snowball that got to her first. Snowball was more aggressive and was more willing to jump fences to get to her. So I don't know how I'm going to arrange. Maybe I'll just have to keep doing it with Bailey, so that when she goes into heat, he's the first one to get to her. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Right now it's about 75 degrees. There's a wind blowing from the south. This morning it was in the 40s. So we're getting cold nights, warm days, and there's a small chance of rain on Friday. But I think next week we should be getting rain. There's a good chance of a rainstorm coming through and dropping some rain, which we need. The soil's getting dry. So anyway, that's what I got for you. Here's the last row they were at. Again, this western part, looks like well, it's not as bad as the previous rows, but still looks like they overgraze it a little bit. The eastern part, there's plenty of grass. It's just they spend more time over here than they do over there. There's tons of manure over here. You can find the little pellets everywhere. Well, there was where I was looking. Here we go. You can see this whole place is just covered in little pellets all over the place. Those aren't raisins. Don't eat them. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.